issues of rising cost of living. It is for this reason that the government of the day is meeting here and connecting together from all three spheres of government to tap from the wisdom and the collective mind of our veterans to seek solutions of programs that could be implemented to improve their daily lives. It is therefore befitting that during this Mandela Month, I welcome not just the people gathered here, but also the humanitarian agenda that has brought us together. This agenda aims to improve the quality of the life of military veterans, their dependents, so they may realize the socio-economic progress. Our agenda is to recognize and honor military veterans in life and remember them in death for their sacrifices on behalf of the nation. In the spirit of the district development model, the clarion call made by the Deputy President of the country, I call on all of us, national, province, district, communities, and the private sector to commit to a joint action plan that will be indicating the change in the lives of our veterans. We wish you all the best in your deliberations. We know that you hold solutions to the challenges. You only need the political will and the commitment of government for us to be able to realize your freedom in this lifetime. I sincerely welcome you and wish you all the best throughout today. Thank you very much.
Tla ke go leboge majoro wa rona wa Sidika, mokhanselara wa rona wa eteletse Sidika sa Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. We really appreciate Councillor Nam to have given the words of warm welcome to all our delegates who have gathered here today. And we appreciate that you acknowledge also on our behalf, and many of us who are today being given that office of responsibility to lead our communities and society in changing their lives, that we acknowledge that there are people who have become before, who have laid their lives for us, and we are standing on the shoulders of the giants in taking South Africa forward. Bagaetsho le tla intshwarela lenano le ke le tshwereng ke le leng gore jaaka ke le motsamaisa tiro wa letsatsi le tla nna le ntse le fetoga gale le gale. The program will change from time to time. However, we will ensure that the issues that needs to be discussed will still be given priority. We are still on procedural matters in terms of the agenda for today. And I'm going to invite our Premier of the Northwest Provincial Government, Bushy Maape, to come and give remarks on behalf of provincial government and on behalf of the Northwest. Over to you, Honorable Premier.
Thank you, Program Director. I take this opportunity to recognize and acknowledge His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, David Mabuza. I take this opportunity to welcome, recognize the Deputy Minister of Defense and Military Veterans, Honorable Deputy Minister Makwetla. I greet my colleagues, the MECs that are attending this important meeting. I greet the DGs, DMV, DG of the province, HODs, the advisor to the Honorable Deputy President, the advisors to the Premier, the executive mayors, and I also take this opportunity to welcome the military veterans. This is their meeting. I was trying to scan the audience, hoping that I'll see members of the Kalahari machinery. I can't see them. Bubibiri, Libulanga, they are not here. The Kalahari machinery that operated in what was called the Northern Cape, that was led by myself. But I can't see them here. I hope they'll be here. Where are they, my chief? Oh, I see one of them is here. Okay, okay. But it is not my intention to make a long speech, but just to remark about how we as the province want to position ourselves in terms of contributing towards addressing the plight of military veterans. How do we intend positioning ourselves as the province to really deal with the socio-economic needs of both statutory and non-statutory military veterans? I do acknowledge, because fortunately I've been involved in processes intended to address the needs of military veterans. I was invited by former Minister of Human Settlement, Nomaindiam Fekoto, to manage the process of ensuring that military veterans are provided with houses. I worked in the Eastern Cape, in East London, Port Elizabeth and other areas. And so trying to look at the needs of military veterans in terms of housing. But in the province, before I was even Premier, I was involved with Veteran Tolo and the others to look at the needs of the Lutuli detachment. What could we do to assist them? So I do have some experience, and the experience taught me a few things. That the lessons I picked up from that process was that we were not well coordinated, that we were working in silos, and therefore we realized that then this influenced the impact we wanted to make. That we tried to do things, but it was piecemeal here, and not well structured. And that is why I am very pleased that His Excellency the President appointed His Excellency the Deputy President to coordinate these activities. I do think that we have lost time in terms of addressing the needs of military veterans. I think that we could have done more, but that, as I said, we were not well structured. And I think though we have lost time, the opportunity is still there for us to do something about the situation. And so we should work together with military veterans, work together with them as the province to ensure that we have a catch-up process, that those things that we did working in silos, doing them not well coordinated, we should address these things and ensure that we are coordinated. I think that the responsibility to drive the process does not rest with government. The responsibility to ensure that things are done for military veterans does not rest with government. It rests with military veterans themselves, that they have to be organized. They have to occupy that space and ensure that government adequately address their needs. And military veterans can do this if they, on the other hand, are also well organized and well structured, so that they ensure that nobody speaks on their behalf. They speak for themselves. In a democracy, when you are not satisfied with what you expect government to do for you, you are the one who must speak and say, this that government is doing is not what I anticipated, and there's nothing the matter with that. And you should actually be very vociferous in raising these issues that government has to do for you. So I really invite the military veterans in our province to work with us so that we start now I'm repeating what I said, that in the past, I don't think that we did effective work. Yes, something was happening there, like last time a question was asked. Among yourself, who is the one who received cattle from agriculture? There was only one hand. So you see the opportunity was there, but it was not well coordinated. So you end up with one hand. You ask, how many of you have received thousands? Few hands. So the work was done, but it was not effective. And so we have to ensure, as military veterans, that we do effective work. So I welcome you as the Premier, and I say my door is always open. I work with Stephen Kebe, who is also a military veteran. Try and see, can you assist us? Working with the general here, we have a proper database so that we interact with our people. I have interacted with military veterans from the former Buputatswana, and Veteran Tolo has taken the process forward with them. We want to ensure that we give all these activities coherence and momentum for the benefit of our military veterans. Thank you very much.
You know, delegates, there's this motto or notion that says, nothing for us without us. Now, listening to Honorable Premier as a member of the military vets, I think he represented you well. Besides that, he's the Premier. So I was telling Executive Maker, it's going to be quite difficult to just continue after the Premier has made his remarks. But thanks very much, Honorable Premier. I think also the wisdom that you are giving as a member of the military veterans, it's also appreciated. We are now going to section B, which we are going to deal with the cracks of our engagements, which is substantive matters in terms of our program. And I will be inviting DG Mempolweni to come forward and to make a presentation of the military veterans. Over to you, Sisi. DG? I may not okay now. Over to you. Apologies, we didn't prepare you that we've amended the program.
Thank you very much, Madam Program Director. Let me start by our Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, Deputy President David Mabuza, our National Deputy Minister for Defense and Military Veterans, Deputy Minister Thabang Makwetla, the Premier of Northwest, President Bushy Maape, the MECs that are here, executive mayors and mayors, councillors, the DG of the province of the Northwest, the officials, and our guests, the military veterans. Amongst us, we also have colleagues from other departments, national and provincially, and also within the municipalities. Today, I want to greet you all. My name is Irene Mbolweni, Director General for the Department of Military Veterans. The Office of the Deputy President is also represented here, led by Director General Peho and the other officials as well. Deputy President, we have been, I'm not
my apologies. I've been advised that with the first session, in terms of the program, would have allowed remarks by His Excellency, our Deputy President. So, because this session is a session that we are now talking to the stakeholders, we'll release the media for now until we have, it's an in-committee session, whereby we would request that the media should be released, humbly be released, and then we can invite them once at the right time. Our media, my friends from the media space, you are released. Yes.
DP says we must leave them. He says we must leave them. DP. DP says we can, then they can remain.
Order. I follow orders. So I follow orders. So as a program director, I've been again advised that the media should stay with us for discussions. Over to you, DG.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Amandla. Thank you, my commanders. Thank you very much. And I think we appreciate that we are allowed to continue as planned. Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, you've taken us around the country as a team for us to see the plight of the military veterans. Some of us at the Department of Military Veterans, we've never seen the military veterans in person. But today you have made it possible for us to be in contact, to understand the plight, to be able to engage. We might have done some other things that were supposed to be done correctly, but due to the fact that the department has had challenges in terms of capacity, we might have not managed those things. But today, Deputy President, we have brought all the teams that are necessary in terms of our benefits with us to ensure that the military veterans can be able to contact us and talk to us in person. And we are willing to change the life and the plight of our military veterans. We want to appreciate this opportunity that you have given us to travel with you, to see the plight of our military veterans and be able to attach the policies that we are doing with the needs of our military veterans. Secondly, Mr. Deputy President, in the journey that we've traveled with you in all the provinces, we are able to know now what is it that you talk about when you say we must do service delivery. What is service delivery exactly? Because we can anticipate, Deputy President, that we went to school and to university to read about service delivery. You will find out, Deputy President, we don't get that subject. We only have received that subject by traveling with you and understanding how do you take government to the people. We are very grateful, Mr. Deputy President, for this opportunity. We are indeed a privileged team. Secondly, Mr. Deputy President, another lesson that you have taught us is to consult. It's one difficult chapter in this book that you are writing with us, consultation. And today, we're here in front of our military veterans. We will have an opportunity also to do consultation. We did consultation in the past. Where we got it wrong, you said we must come back and come and do it right. And today we are here, Mr. Deputy President, because the chapter called consultation is something that you are teaching us as we are going along. Because if we do work in government without consultation, we might have some challenges and blockages, even if we have the budget and it turns around to be unspent because of poor consultation. We want to say thank you, Mr. Deputy President, for this chapter. It's a chapter that is quite a difficult one, and it's going to be an ongoing chapter that we go backwards and forwards and consult with our community of military veterans to make sure what we have planned is in line with their needs, and also they make a contribution in consultation. I can't say more, Mr. Deputy President, with these lessons that you are taking us around the country and showing us and correcting us where we are doing wrong, is such that your corrections must be done in a very short space of time. You don't give us 3 months, 2 months, you want us to do it immediately. I think we have shortened down the time. It was 7 days, now it's immediate. I heard in Bloemfontein, you saying you wanting things to be done immediately. So we've listened to that call. Mr. Deputy President, to talk about the work that was as a result of the march that was done, and also the consultation by the department itself before the march in terms of the gaps within our act, which is the Skills Development Act of 2011, and thereafter there was a formation of the 7 work streams to ensure that it supports the work of the department, and we are here to bring some of the progress in that particular work that we've done. There will be also direct presentations from certain individuals, but for now, let me go through the 7 work streams and indicate what is the progress, and also our military veterans can be able to comment when the time has come and indicate where should we also add, or what must we build in terms of the work that we are doing. The first work stream that was established is a legislative review work stream, which is dealing with the gaps that are in our act. We've been going around the country and ensuring that we share the act with our military veterans. We know it's a process to develop a new bill, but we are encouraged by some of the feedback that we've also got as we are going along, talking about the act and the new bill. In terms of the departmental processes, the ministry has interacted with the act, and they have made some inputs in the act, and the act has been going through the structures of the department, and it has to go back to the ministry before it takes a road that is going to cabinet. So that is where we are in terms of the act currently. And Mr. Deputy President, the drafting of an act and of the bill depends on the military veterans that are sitting around here, whereby they're going to be raising the gaps in the act. One of the gaps that have been constantly been raised is the gap under the area called health, where the military veterans are the only main members that are supported by health, by the department, and their beneficiaries, family and children, are not supported. It is a gap that we have identified, and the military veterans have been calling upon the department to look into that particular area. And that's amongst the other things in the Act in terms of the 2011 Act that we are currently dealing with. The department has also been supported in terms of capacity by the addition of 2 directors from the Department of Justice. As we all know that the development of the Act, Umthetho, will need some people who are coming from the legal area. So we're beginning to get momentum in terms of the bill and the Act. Organizational design was another call that was made by our military veterans to say the department is not structured in a way that it can service all the benefits. And there's a work stream that was established to do that. To date, that work stream has also contacted the National Treasury to get the organization called GTEC that is also assisting us in supporting the reorganization and the restructuring of the department to ensure that it talks to the mandate. So that call from the military veterans themselves has been attended to. The other work stream that has also been established is the socio-economic support work stream. This is where all our benefits are sitting, Mr. Deputy President, Deputy Minister and Premier. Most of the benefits are sitting in this work stream. In terms of the demands and what we had to do in relation of the socio-economic support work stream was also to look at the issue of education support, which is where our bursary is coming from. And this bursary support has been faced with huge challenges. One of the challenges that we have been faced with is the issue of the threshold. The amount of money was not talking to the amount that is needed. Yes, indeed, the department had to benchmark with other departments that are providing bursary support to ensure that we are on par. And we did that, and we were supported by the National Treasury that this money must increase. This bursary money has to increase. And in terms of the departmental work, a recommendation has also been made in terms of the amounts, and that recommendation has been sent now to the Ministry for endorsement. Treasury has supported that increase in terms of the previous 20,000 to 35,000 from grade R to grade 12. And the increase cuts across also for tertiary, which has been benchmarked with NEFSAS, and the same amount will be received like the NEFSAS students. Under the socio-economic support work stream, there's an area also that is also crucial that we talk about. Indeed, it's the area of pension, which has got its own work stream, which is called Pension and Benefits Work Stream. The Pension and Benefits Work Stream is the work that was also we were tasked by the military veterans to look at it. Indeed, the once-off 4.2 that was raised in the consensus document, government could not be able to get through that one. We engaged the National Treasury and all other institutions, and it was really a mammoth task in terms of amounts. That engagement has not stopped, but we had to work on the pension in terms of the act that was supported in the past, and the pension is currently now being approved by the Deputy President. It is sitting with the department because we are going to take that particular policy now to cabinet. The amounts and the threshold in the act is 4.5, and the Treasury has agreed to support that amount on the current pension. And that pension, we're looking at it being payable as soon as cabinet approves the regulation, because Department of Treasury said to us, we must develop a regulation which is going to be uniform for every military veteran so that we can be able to deliver according to the framework. So the department has done everything that was requested by Treasury. We're only left with a cabinet memo, and cabinet is in recess at the moment. As soon as cabinet opens, we will push through the regulation and we can be able to pay. The other work stream is the database and verification. I'm not going to talk much on this work stream because it is led by, all work streams I have their heads. It's led by General Mashwale, who is here and will be giving the update and ensuring that the military veterans are aware what is going on in terms of the database, verification, cleansing, and enhancement. This work stream is one of the important work streams because it guides us to be able to give the benefits to the military veterans. If you are not on the database, it becomes a challenge for our military veterans to get their benefits. Heritage, memorialization, and burial is another work stream that was established. The department is working with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture in this work stream, and the head of this work stream is here in the meeting. He will also be giving the in-depth progress in this work stream. Safe to say, amongst other things that are done in this work stream is the whole issue of repatriation to ensure that our military veterans that we left behind are brought back in consultation again with the families. And I'm sure that there's processes that are going to be followed, but this work stream takes into consideration that our heroes that we left behind in different African countries are also addressed. On the part of the department, we have included this work of this work stream in our new budgeting for the new financial year. So we are able to say we can be able to assist in ensuring that those military veterans and fallen heroes in different parts of the region are brought back home. The other work stream that we were tasked to look into by the presidential task team is the work stream on communication. And this work stream is one of the crucial work streams that we are using to ensure that all the work that we are doing as a department in terms of our benefits goes to our military veterans. And I think what we need to say today, the communications work stream assisted by GCIS is looking also in communicating most of our benefits in other different languages as well, because our military veterans are coming from different backgrounds, and it's important that we start writing our documents in ensuring that we address the 11 languages. In terms of the Northwest status, The number of non-statutory forces that we are having in the Northwest, the total number is 5,660. And in terms of the amount of people in the non-statutory forces that are still alive, we have 564, when we have 915, the deceased one is 351. The statutory forces that are alive is 4,745, and the deceased, we are talking to 1,198. And the invitations were shared to most of the formations that are in the Northwest. Housing delivery in the Northwest, indeed, we have a current system of delivering of housing whereby the Department of Military Veterans and the National Department of Human Settlements have an existing memorandum of understanding since 2012 in order to ensure our military veterans receives their houses. We are mindful of the fact that this housing program as a benefit has been going in a very slow pace. The system on delivering houses to our military veterans, it is not making us happy as a military veterans family because there's a lot of steps that must go from the department to the national department to the province, and then it reaches the military veterans at a very, very slow pace. Our principals, inclusive of the Deputy President himself, is going to be looking at this matter to ensure that we speedily deal with the housing situation so that the military veterans are able to get this benefit with speed. Most of our military veterans are destitute, are staying outside, others don't have a place to stay, and we are here to make sure we also get that information as soon as we speed up the change into the way we are delivering this service. We can be able to assist our military veterans. Safe to say that the province has also made some provision for the delivery of housing for this financial year. I think the province will do that presentation, and as the National Department of Military Veterans will be supporting financially to ensure that our military veterans get those housing that the province has planned for. I won't get into details of the issue of housing. It is indeed the province will present on this area. I'm going to be moving away fast in terms of, I think it does say on page 11, the areas that have been identified by the province. The province will get into the presentation in depth, but the commitment from the National Department of Military Veterans is to say financial will make sure that the houses are delivered. And that's the commitment we are making as a department. It is budgeted for. So whatever project that the province has identified, we'll make sure that we are supporting it. The delivery to the military veterans in terms of the health and wellness, this is the area that I raised that has got a policy challenge. And basically, as I've indicated, this is a number of military veterans from the Northwest that are receiving health care. It is a challenge. If a military veteran is involved in an accident as a main member, other people that are part of their families do have a challenge of being attended to. It's one of the areas that we are looking at in terms of the Act. I won't be talking about the numbers and other issues, but currently we are servicing and supporting the military veterans in terms of their health needs. We do have our health officials in our presence, and if there's challenges that have been met by our military veterans accessing health care, we have the officials in this meeting. We can be able to talk to them outside of this presentation. Page 14, which is actually talking to the military veterans provided with a compensation benefit, compensation of injury in the past. Our military veterans, when they came back, they were challenged with issues of ailments in certain areas of their body. And the department, in terms of the Act, is providing support in this area. We will encourage military veterans to come forward because if you look at the numbers, we cannot have in the Northwest only 47 people that were challenged in terms of injuries outside of our country. We are encouraging our military veterans to come forward. Indeed, we have a unit here that is dealing with the compensation benefit. The number is quite low. I am not going to get into the numbers. The provincial statistics, I will pass. This is the new threshold that we spoke about in terms of the agreement of increasing the threshold of education, 30,000 from grade R to 7, 35 from grade 8 to grade 12. Tertiary fees will be in consistence with the NSFAS. In terms of skills development and training, the department is positioned itself with the program of action of government, which is called Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan, which talks to various projects. First in that document, it talks to the infrastructure projects, and the department has restructured itself to also look into that. What we also are working on is an ICT program that is provided to the military veterans. The number that has been trained is 177 people that have been trained on digital literacy. They are given a tablet. They are also given the data so that they can be able to interact. It was also in preparation of COVID, because 2 years were closed down to the military veterans. They could not contact us because of COVID. But also the department is digitalizing its processes. Therefore, our military veterans, through the advice of CETA, are also brought on board so that the filling of forms must be something of the past. Our military veterans must fill in their information and link it up to the Department of Military Veterans, and we make sure that we've got a seamless process of ensuring that forms and services and benefits are delivered to the military veterans. The training has started, and in the Northwest, we've registered a number of 177, and I'm also told that the stipend is paid, and there's challenges with the stipend because the number is low, it's 70. Outstanding stipends is 107 people who have not received their stipend. They're getting their stipend as part of the Skills Development and Empowerment Program, where there's a fund for training and development of all the programs that are identified by the military veterans. We have to correct the issue of the stipend. It's a worrying factor. The stipend is 3,500. It's part of the policy of skills development. It's something that is due to the military veterans. And to my colleagues, what is due to the military veterans, it must be given to the military veterans. Burial support is another program that we are having, and I won't get into numbers, but within the burial support, we do provide the comprehensive burial support, which includes the tombstone. Another program that we are working with, which is in our APP, is the development of manuscript. The program is the writing of the journey of the life of the military veterans by the military veterans themselves, and they are getting taught with partnership of our institutions, HSRC, which is institutions responsible for research, and it has produced military veterans that can write books today. The department has launched about 6 books to date, and the 2 other books that were written by our senior military veterans, Utatunjolo and Utatumbali. They were also launched, and those military veterans are also given tools of trade to be able to write. We're encouraging all our military veterans to join us, to be part of the writing process. We want to know this history. We want this history never to die. We want our generations to come to be able to know how did we come to where we are today. History is very, very important, and we're encouraging our military veterans to join this program, to be able to write books and give us poems, and also to write about the personal journey. In some instances, military veterans left the country as groups. We want to see and hear. We want to make sure that the schools, universities, and other centers in the communities have these books, and we appreciate the military veterans' life and the contribution that they've done in the country, as our executive mayor has indicated, that we are where we are through your life, tears, and some of our military veterans have passed on, trying to liberate all of us. And as you can see today, we are where we are because of your contribution and your passion for the country, and also the work that you did to ensure that this country becomes a better place for all of us. Hence, we are saying, please write, please get involved, so that the generation to come becomes also involved and understand and are able to appreciate the same as we are doing as a department. And those are the